Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Colorado Virtual College Fair. We're excited that you're here. We're going to wait just another minute or so, let the rest of the students finish filing into the room, and we'll get started. Okay, it looks like we have most of our students, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Colorado Virtual College Fair. We're really excited that you're here. We have a great session for you tonight and lots of other sessions tonight as well. So hopefully you'll learn lots of great information about the colleges that you're interested in and just some general help on your college search process as well. So I'm just going to go through a few housekeeping announcements before I turn it over to the experts. Your cameras and microphones are off, so don't worry, we can't see you, we can't hear you. Hopefully you can see and hear us okay. If not, just send us a message in that Q&A box and we can troubleshoot that with you. The best way for you to engage with our panelists tonight is using that Q&A button on your screen. So you're welcome to type questions all throughout tonight's session. It doesn't have to be just to one specific college. It certainly can be though. And it doesn't just have to be while that college is presenting. You're welcome to ask questions to any of the colleges represented tonight all the way throughout the session. They will be answering throughout. We may have some time at the end to answer some questions live, but if they don't get to all of the questions, that's okay too. They'll have your contact information and we'll be able to follow up with you afterwards as well. Also, don't forget that this is just one of many sessions we're hosting this evening and this week, so be sure to check back on the StriveScan website for additional sessions that you might be interested in. And then this presentation and all of the other sessions are being recorded and will be available at that same site you signed up within about a week or so as well. So that's our plan for tonight. I just wanted to throw up the schedule for tonight. So we are, oops, I'm sorry. We are this session D7. So our plan tonight is to hear from George Mason University, Liberty, Sweet Briar, the University of Richmond, Virginia Tech, and Clemson. And so Liberty hasn't made it on quite yet, so we may change our order just a little bit, but that's who you can plan to hear from tonight. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chris with George Mason.
Awesome, thank you very much, good sir, and hello everyone. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Boom, and I'm just hoping you can all see that. Awesome. So hello, I'm Chris O'Sullivan. I'm with George Mason University, which is in beautiful Fairfax, Virginia, the Paris of Northern Virginia. I'm making that up, but it sounds compelling. We're 20 minutes south of Washington, D.C. We are an R1 research institution. And we are, in fact, the largest public research school in Virginia, got 25,000 undergraduates on campus and 37,000 total students. We're also the youngest law school in the top 50. We have a very compelling 3+3 accelerated law program. So, you know, DC is a city made up of lawyers, for better or for worse. So if you want to help contribute to that situation, you can go ahead and do that. It's a wonderful program. And we are the second largest residential campus in Virginia, second only to, you got it, my colleagues in Blacksburg. Go Hokies. We are also a very diverse school. A full 50% of our undergraduates are from underrepresented communities. We have 1/3 of our undergraduates are first generation, and we're represented by 50 states and 139 different countries. So very representative of the Mid-Atlantic in its diversity. Inside the classroom, we have 80 undergraduate majors, which isn't overly impressive, but lots of combinations of majors, minors, concentrations. We're very proud to be able to offer 55 accelerated master's programs. So those are essentially 3 years of intensive undergrad. A lot of folks think we shave off senior year, but no, we just incorporate it into those 3 years. And you do your 2 years for a master's. So I wish I'd known about that when I was doing grad school. We also have a very compelling Mason core curriculum, which is sort of unique for a large public school. It's a liberal arts curriculum. So we really couple that with experiential learning, let you explore, and with strong academic advising. We've also destigmatized being undecided. 2/3 of all undergraduates, of all freshmen, excuse me, are going to change their major in that first year. So we really want you to feel like you can be undecided. We call it exploratory. And then those class sizes are kind of what you would recognize from high school. We do send our students to a few no-name institutions out there, little chop shops like, I don't know, NASA, National Institutes of Health. If you're feeling really squirrely, the White House, Capitol Hill. And then if you're interested in our criminology or forensic science programs, places like the big acronyms, right? FBI, DEA, Department of Homeland Security, and places like that. We also have a very interesting honors college. I strongly recommend, if you're looking at a large public institution, that you look at honors colleges, a little bit more challenging of curriculum, a little bit smaller class sizes, more access to your professors and exclusive internships. So if you're planning on applying, I would strongly encourage looking at that. I do read all applications. There's my contact info on the bottom left-hand side. Happy to answer any questions. And I do read all applications for all students in Colorado. So I'm always happy to chat. And hopefully I didn't take up a full 6 minutes, but that's me. And stop sharing. And next.
We seem to have lost our host for just a minute. Chris, do you remember? I thought I was third, not second.
I'm sorry, guys. My computer froze up. So yes, Sweet Briar is third, but we're going to go ahead and have you go next if you're ready.
I can do that. So
Perfect. Thanks. Sorry.
No, thank you. Hope you're doing okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started, and let me go ahead and get my timer set up. So Sweet Briar is a small private women's college in Virginia. So for those ladies out there that are looking for a place where you can definitely be empowered, Sweet Briar is a fantastic place. We have always been a women's college. We have always been focused on preparing leaders. We are also small, so less than 400 students. Your average class size has less than 10 students in it. You really get hands-on experience, very one-on-one, very intensive. Most of our students live on campus. We guarantee housing for all 4 years, and those dorms are heated and air conditioned, which is not standard. They're very spaced out and lovely. We're really focused on preparing leaders and problem solvers. Unfortunately, we realize that your generation is inheriting quite a few issues, both political, economic, environmental, and we want you to be problem solvers to be able to tackle those and collaborate and help get us in a better place. So we're working on curriculum for that. It's a large campus, even though we have a small student body. So almost 3,000 acres, 18 miles of trails that you can go hiking and mountain biking and horseback riding on. It's a beautiful campus. And we actually have an equestrian center that is directly on campus. You can walk to it instead of driving an hour away to get to that. We have about 50 school-owned horses, so if you're interested in riding, it's a great program for you. About a third of our students are horseback riders, and of that third, half are first-time riders. We have a unique calendar system. We begin and end each year with a 3-week semester where you only take one class. They're intensive, they meet every day. You can really get some hands-on experience with those. During the 12-week, you're taking 4 to 5 courses. It's more of a normal semester. We have about 20 different programs of study. We also have pre-med, pre-vet, and pre-law. We have an incredible pre-vet acceptance rate, averaging 100% for the last several years. So that's a great program if you're interested in pre-vet. Master of Arts in Teaching for students who want to go on and get that 5th year. Leadership core is what I was talking about, with courses that are really focused on problem solving, critical thinking. We actually don't have a gen ed program. That was old and clunky, and we got rid of that. So there are 10 courses that include design thinking, sustainable systems, financial literacy, and you learn all of those skills that you need to be successful in college, but you're able to get started on your major right away. And these courses are really focused on critical thinking and problem solving. If you're interested in engineering, our program is ABET accredited. We've had students who've gone out and are working for Nav Air and Boeing. So an incredible program there. And recent graduates working in the Jet Propulsion Lab at NASA. So really going to prepare you. The Academic Resource Center is there for help with tutoring and time management, or if you need any kind of other help, you can also be a tutor and work there. Our career services are fantastic. Our students usually have jobs before they graduate, and that's because 6 out of 10 do research with faculty before they graduate, many of whom are published on papers with faculty. That's incredible to go on your resume. 8 out of 10 of our students do internships before they graduate. Many of them get those job offers from those internships. And 90% of our students are gainfully employed or in graduate school within about 6 months of graduating. We have a vibrant community as far as social life and extracurricular activities, most of which is driven by the clubs and the students. They determine what they want to do. This is just a handful of the clubs that we have on campus that you can get involved with. All of them give back and do community service. You can also be a leader, lots of positions there and opportunities there. We are Division III, and we have 7 varsity sports: soccer, swimming, tennis, lacrosse, field hockey, golf, and cross country. And really great programs. You get to be a student athlete, so your practices are blocked so they don't interfere with classes. Games rarely interfere with classes, so some really great opportunities here. And then we also have the equestrian program that I mentioned. So with that, there are also 3 competition teams. IEA or NCEA, IEA in high school, IHSA, and ODAC, which is our local athletic conference. And then, as I said, it's right there on campus. You don't have to leave to get to it. We have an equestrian study certificate, which is kind of the equivalent of a minor, and you can focus in on training and schooling of horses or barn management. A lot of students who want to work in the horse world will combine that with a business major. We are affordable, so even though we're a private school, this is a sticker price. No student is paying this. In fact, our students who are getting our highest scholarship are actually getting a scholarship that covers 75% of their tuition. So don't let that sticker price fool you. For us or other private schools, room and board is also very affordable. We guarantee housing all 4 years. You're on a meal plan where you can go in and get as much food as you want, as many times as you want. So you're not going to be hungry. All of our students, it's higher than 99%, all of our students are receiving some type of merit aid or need aid. There's no separate fee for those. It's easy to apply. There's no fee. You can use the common application or apply online with us. If you have at least a 3.0, we are test optional. If you're under that, we'll work with you. We'll read you holistically. All we really need are transcripts. Recommendation letters and essays are optional. If you're taking early college or dual enrollment, we'll give you a free transfer credit evaluation. And we would love to have you for an in-person visit or a virtual tour. We walk through those, usually have maybe 2 students in them so we can really personalize and answer all of your questions in real time. We do those on a regular basis, but there's also a virtual tour that lives online and is active all the time. So you could do it at 1 a.m. if you wanted, but we'd love to host you virtually or have you in person. We do have a fly-in program. So if you elect to come visit us in person, you just say yes on the registration form that you are interested in the fly-in program, and we'll be able to cover the cost of you and 1 parent to come out. There's my timer. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Savannah. Okay, next up, we are going to go to the University of Richmond.
All right, let me get my screen up and running. I can go on screen 2. Share. All right. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. Excited to be able to share some time with you this evening and have you learn a little bit more about the University of Richmond. My name is Lindsay Monisel. I'm a Senior Associate Director and have been with Richmond for a number of years. I am also a Colorado native, so I'm very sad that I cannot be there in person to visit my home state. So the University of Richmond, we are located in beautiful Richmond, Virginia. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students, so we are sort of that Goldilocks size, not too big, not too small, just right. And the focus is on the undergraduate academic experience. We are very much a residential college and have the personalized connection that really is the hallmark that you find at a lot of small liberal arts schools. So you can see there our student to faculty ratio. Average class size is 16, but as you can see, 99% of our classes have fewer than 30 students, so very much discussion based, lots of one-on-one interaction with your professors. We don't have any teaching assistants in the classroom, and so you really get to develop those close personal relationships with your faculty as well as your classmates. In terms of the structure of the university, we have 5 schools under the umbrella of the university, 3 of which house our undergraduate majors. And it really is an integrated academic experience for our undergraduate students. All of our students start off undecided and undeclared in the School of Arts and Sciences. And we do that so that you have the flexibility to explore the curriculum, certainly start on some of those general education requirements so that you're getting that breadth across the liberal arts, but also allowing you to sort of start down a path, particularly if you know what you'd like to study. 70% of our students have their major within arts and sciences. The humanities, social sciences, lab sciences, world languages, things like global studies are all housed within arts and sciences. We also have the Robbins School of Business. Business is our most popular major. We have 3 degrees available for students that are interested in business, including accounting, economics, and then the business administration. Within business administration, we do have concentrations: finance, marketing, management, international business, entrepreneurship. So students get nice foundational exposure in all of those areas, but then can go a little bit more depth in a particular area of their interest. The final school that we have that houses undergraduate majors is our Jepson School of Leadership Studies. Jepson School is not designed to create the next generation of leaders. That certainly might be an outcome, but really understanding leadership as relationships and how it works within society. There's a strong focus on the past, present, and future. So leadership as it was, leadership as it is, and leadership as it should be, to really understand what makes effective and ethical leaders. While about 70% of our students have an internship component during their 4 years at Richmond, Jepson is the only program that actually requires an internship for our students. As you can see there in the middle of that little Venn diagram, 2/3 of our students do have multiple areas of study, and some of that is in part due to our integrated approach in terms of the academics. So you're not limited if you are in the School of Arts and Sciences. You can take classes in Jepson and the Robbins School of Business. Likewise, if your homeschool is one of those others, so that you're not limited to courses just within your school or just within your major. We also have some pre-professional programs, pre-health, pre-law. We do have a law school on campus, as well as a school for professional and continuing studies. Those are not the focus. It really is the undergraduate academic experience. In terms of student involvement, we have almost 200 clubs and organizations. You see those listed there before you. That's just a small sampling, but there are many, many more. We are Division I in our athletics, so couple different divisions represented, CAA for football, A10 for basketball and swimming, and a few others, and then admittedly I can't remember the third, so sorry. But lots of ways that students can be involved. It's also a very active campus, so lots that students can do there. In terms of our location, we are nestled on the western side of the city of Richmond. The city is incredibly accessible for our students, and our students take advantage of everything that the city has to offer. There's a lot of outdoor activities. We are voted best river city in the US. We are the only city that has Class 4 rapids running through the heart of downtown. We also have lots of wonderful restaurants, great festivals in town. There's a vibrant art and music scene. Plus, there are a lot of ways that students can find opportunities to put into practice the skills and knowledge that they're gaining in the classroom in a practical setting. We have about 30 partnership sites with our Bonner Center for Civic Engagement, so students can get into the community and really connect with individuals in Richmond. We also have some corporations, large corporations and small startups that our students can get internships. We are the capital of Virginia, so things like working in the General Assembly and with the Federal Reserve that we do have here in town. We do have a funding commitment for students to take advantage of unpaid, typically unpaid summer internship and research opportunities. All students are guaranteed up to $4,000 at least once during their 4 years at the University of Richmond. And it's great that we're able to provide students with these resources. Study abroad, we have a number of programs, as you can see here before you. It's definitely something important for many of our students to do. I am running out of time. 6 minutes goes very quickly, but we do have both need and merit-based aid. I'm going to switch ahead to some of our most recent rankings, and then I am also the individual that works and reads all of the applications from Colorado, so please feel free to reach out to me, engage with me. We've got lots of virtual options, and I'll be doing some visits in high schools as well as some one-on-one, so keep an eye out for that stuff. And I will close there.
Great, thank you, Lindsay. Don't forget, if you guys have questions for the University of Richmond or anywhere else, be submitting those in the Q&A. They'd be happy to answer those. Next up, we are going to go to Virginia Tech.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let me get this Zoom bar out of my way. My name is Kayla St. Clair, and I serve as Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions. I am an alumna of Virginia Tech. I've earned my bachelor's and master's degrees there so far, and have been doing this work for about 8 years now. So I'm very excited to be talking to you. Colorado has been a part of my territory for about 3 years now. So overall, Virginia Tech, we are located, in Blacksburg, Virginia. So you'll see the little icon there that's going to point out exactly where we are in Virginia. We are nestled right in the mountains. And so they're not exactly the Rocky Mountains, but they'll definitely do and make you feel like you're right at home. We are part of the New River Valley, which is a very connected place to live. And we are in a small town. So it truly is that college town experience. When people think Blacksburg, they think Virginia Tech and vice versa. Overall, our institution has about 37,000 students, with about 30,000 of those being undergraduates. So we are that large university, but our campus is very self-contained. Everything is walking distance from one another, all the buildings are. So you really don't have to get on a bus to go anywhere on campus. We do have a shuttle that you can take if you'd like, but it is structured to where everything is walking distance. Our students are some of the most active in the country. We're located in a perfect location for outdoor activities, so lots of hiking. We're right on the Appalachian Trail. The most photographed spot on the Appalachian Trail is about 45 minutes away from us. So lots of hiking, biking, kayaking, whatever you can think of. We have an entire department on campus dedicated to getting you outside. One of the undercurrents that is also something that's a really big part of the Virginia Tech experience is our motto, which is Ut Prosum. It stands for That I May Serve in Latin, and it's something that our students really embrace and really embody. When we first came up with it, it was definitely with this idea of our military heritage and military service in mind. We were founded as a military institution, but over time it's really grown. It's this idea of giving back, whether it's a local, state, national, or global level. Our students are looking to serve. Now, we still have a core of cadets on campus, so students can be a part of Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marine ROTC options, or a citizen leader track. So they can be a part of the Corps and not commit themselves to military service upon graduation. About 20% of our students are in the track each year, and there's about 1,100 students in the Corps total. We do have the #1 Air Force detachment in the country, so if that is something that you're looking into, we are a great place for it to not be all military all the time, but you still get that experience and the perks of a large university. Hokie Nation is something else that we are really proud of. We've cultivated a great community at Virginia Tech, and we really take care of each other, particularly since we are in a more secluded location. You know, Blacksburg has about 45,000 residents, and 30,000 of them are students. So it really is like live, eat, breathe Virginia Tech all the time. We've got over 900 clubs and organizations for you to join. Division I athletics, we're in the Atlantic Coast Conference, and we've even made it onto the Richter scale before, cheering for our football team. So if you are looking for a school with school spirit, we have quantitative data that tells you that we're spirited at Virginia Tech. Now, I know you might hear tech and you might just think STEM-based majors, but we are so much more than that. We have everything from agriculture to architecture, engineering, liberal arts, natural resources, business, science. We have a public health major that's located in our vet school, and we do have a medical school about 45 minutes away from here in Roanoke, Virginia, and our vet school is right on campus. So it does give great exposure to students looking to do that. There's over 100 majors total that you can be a part of at Virginia Tech. How to apply? We are on the Coalition and Common App, so you just choose one platform and apply to whichever, apply using whichever one you'd like to. And so that is something that we try and be as accessible as possible. Why Virginia Tech? We've got an 83% graduation rate compared to a national average of 49%. We have 82% of our undergraduates employed within 6 months of graduating, an average starting salary of about $60,000 a year, and over 90% of our students are returning for the second year. And I think that speaks a lot about not only our admissions process, but also the process of being a student. And what you find at Virginia Tech, you find that sense of belonging. So we're incredibly proud of that. We have an entire building dedicated to your career and professional development with over 3,000 employers that visit campus on an annual basis. Right now they're still sticking with that, but they're doing it on a virtual basis. And lastly, stay connected with us. Make sure that you are reaching out, asking us any questions you may have. I definitely recommend following us on Instagram especially to learn more about what we're up to on a daily basis. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, and go Hokies.
Great, thank you, Kayla. Okay, let's see, next up, we are going to go to Clemson University.
Great. All right, how you doing? My name is Brian Green. I am a Clemson admissions counselor for the Midwest. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Clemson, if you don't know, is located in South Carolina. We are about 2 hours away from two major cities, which are Atlanta, Georgia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. So this is great. We have 2 airports there for students who are out of state. We're about 35 to 40 minutes away from the biggest city in South Carolina, which is Greenville. And so students go there to shop, have fun, but you'll need everything that you have on campus, all right? So just a freshman profile, as you can see on the far right, we do have SAT and ACT, but we do not have a max or minimum score. So students generally come in with ranges. So for the SAT, it's a 1240 to a 1390, and then for the ACT, it is a 27 to a 32. Then in the middle column, you'll see the number of students that have applied and accepted. So we have over about 29,000 students applied, but we accept about 15,000 and currently 4,000 enrolled. And of those students, 56% come from the top 10% of their high school class ranking system, okay? So just some dates and deadlines that we have. Our application actually opens on August 1st, so that's passed, but we ask that you turn the application in by December 1st. Then we ask that you have your transcripts and your test scores in by December 31st. That automatically considers you for any scholarships in our office, as well as a mid-February decision date. So most students get their decision by Valentine's Day. That's when I got mine when I attended Clemson, so it's a perfect gift. And then also May 1st is our final deadline to apply for all fall admissions. So we have 3 ways to apply to Clemson. You can apply with our Clemson-specific application on our admissions website, Coalition, and Common application. We do not have a preference. It all gets uploaded to our system just the same, so please use what's most comfortable for you. We also have a $70 application fee, and for some reason, if you can't afford to pay that, please request a free waiver by email, which is apply@admissions.clemson.edu. Then also this year, we are test optional. So if you do decide to send your test scores in, we ask that you send them directly from the testing agency, and you can look at our site for our testing codes. And also please note that we are super scoring the ACT this year. So in order to submit your transcripts, we ask that be sent through directly from your high school counselor, through parchment or through email. And you can also send that to apply@admissions.clemson.edu as well. So this year, because we've gone test optional, we are looking for different factors in students. So we're looking at your GPA, your class rank, the type of classes that you took, Also, we're looking at your test scores if you decide to send it in, but then also your choice of major and where you're coming from. Other attributes that we're looking at this year, instead of test scores, are community engagement, individual experiences, talents, unique stories, skills, and triumphs that make you you. So please be as creative and personal with that. You can send in resumes, you can send in personal statements, or letters of recommendations. I've had students send in from stickers to juice to just pictures. So just please be as creative as you want with that. As far as student life goes, we have over 550 clubs and organizations. It all range from Greek life, multicultural organizations, religious organizations, service, academic, and special interest clubs. We are a D1 athletic team, football being number one. So this is a great time. Homecoming, tailgating, it's all here. We have a great time each year. This year is a little different, but hopefully next year we'll be up and running. Then also our campus is about 1,400 acres. So we border Lake Hartwell, which we have our own man-made beach, and we also are the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So you can go hiking, kayaking, canoeing, all of that is accessible to students for free. So if you would like to connect with us, you can visit our admissions website, and there you'll see our virtual office hours. So every day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Zoom, you can contact 2 counselors, a tour guide, and a current student, and we'll be there to answer any questions. Then we also have virtual tours, and there an admissions counselor and tour guides will be giving a tour. Those are every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. on Tuesdays. We also have college level virtual open houses, which is from September to November. So please be on the lookout for that on our website. And if you need anything else, take a look at clemson.edu/admissions/undergraduate admissions/virtual opportunities.html. All right. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to drop it in chat. Also here, I just want to say thank you for your time.
Great. Thank you, Brian. Okay, so it looks like, unfortunately, we weren't able to have Liberty University join us tonight, but that's okay. We have some extra time. So what I'm going to do is ask, and if you have questions, please continue to submit those in the Q&A. We have some time that we can work on those. But I'm going to ask our panelists, I'm going to give you each another minute or so. If you want to talk about something that you weren't able to talk about in your presentation, a favorite experience at your campus, something students can look forward to, something fun that we'll get them excited about your institution. And we'll go, I know I'm going to put you on the spot, but we're going to go in the same order that we presented in. So it doesn't have to be anything in particular, but just something that students can kind of look forward to the experience they would have with you. So we'll start with Chris and George Mason again.
Wow, thanks. The first one.
You're welcome.
That one on me. Yeah, so, hearing all of my colleagues presenting, realizing I'm not talking about any of the fun stuff. It was all academics. So we're also an NCAA Division I athletic program. We don't have football. Basketball is pretty big for us. Also, the big majors that would really draw a Colorado student out to campus, forensic science is huge, cybersecurity engineering, and we have a top 50 program in, shocker, government and public policy. So if you're interested in any of those, certainly feel free to get in touch. I won't take a full minute because I'm cool like that.
So I'll chime in and say that one of the great things is during our 3-week mini semesters, at least before COVID hit, some of those were courses that were actually going abroad. So if you weren't ready to commit to going abroad for a full semester, or you just wanted to go with people you already knew, or you were doing a really heavy major and you couldn't commit the time, we have some 3-week classes. We have an art history class that goes to Italy, a creative writing class that goes to London. We had an archaeology professor who was planning one to go to the Mediterranean. So when all of these things around the world calm down and Americans are welcome to leave the country again to go to other countries, and we are able to restart those, we have some really awesome mini semesters abroad that you're able to take advantage of. And I'm not jealous or bitter at all that we didn't have them when I was a student. I just think they're great that we have them now.
All right, I'm up next. I go third and I still can't think of anything. I think one of the things that I did not have time to share is the great financial support that students get at the University of Richmond. So we are need blind in our admission process, and we meet 100% demonstrated need for all U.S. citizens and permanent residents. We're need blind for U.S. citizens and permanent residents, and we meet 100% demonstrated need for everyone, all admitted students. And the university really does put resources for the students in the students' hands. Things like, being able to use real funds from the university endowment and invest that on the stock market using Bloomberg terminals. Being able to get stipends so that while you're studying abroad, you have some time to experience the world outside of the classroom as well as that inside of the classroom. And then sort of my last little thing before my minute is over, I'm not even timing myself. The community is really great. I think one of the traditions that unfortunately couldn't happen this year, but is favorite of our students, is color wars. So our first year and junior students and our sophomore and senior students team up together, red versus blue, and have a massive paint fight on one of our intramural fields within the first week of class, sort of just as a community bonding experience. It's just a really good time and the students really enjoy.
Yeah, and I noticed that a student did ask about favorite traditions or traditions at our schools. Virginia Tech is very rich with traditions, partly because we were founded back in 1872 and also because we started out as a military institution. So just inherently, there's a lot of traditions that surround that. Two of my favorite traditions. The first is our class rings. So every year, the class ring gets a redesign that is dedicated to that junior class. That is actually when you get your ring, is as a junior. And everything that decorates the ring are things that are specific to your class. So whether it is a blowout score at a football game, to the year that we got our dog mascot for the Corps of Cadets, he's featured on the side of the ring, to some just really personal items to each graduating class. I think that that's something really special. My personal favorite tradition is something called the homecoming game ball run. So there's a ranger company within the Corps of Cadets, and the week of homecoming, or the homecoming game, they actually run the game ball for 100 miles around campus in Blacksburg, and they come in screaming through your classrooms, through the admissions building even, telling you to touch the game ball, and it culminates with them running that game ball onto the field the day of our homecoming game. And so that's just something that I think is really special. And we do have one of the best entrances in college football as well. I know Clemson's right after me, and they've got a great entrance too, but we do have Enter Sandman. I definitely recommend that you look it up on YouTube. It is an experience that everyone should have at least once.
Awesome. So I guess I would just leave a piece of advice. What I've noticed a lot with students, so our programs and majors at Clemson are direct admit, so you're directly admitted into them once you apply. But what we usually give students advice when we're on the road is to choose 2 different majors when applying. So we have a few limited space majors, which are pretty competitive, which is nursing, health science, architecture, special education. And we just ask that you put 2 different majors. That way, it's better chances for you to get in also. But also, just in case you don't get in your first chance, you have that second option, that backup plan. So always choose 2 different majors. You should be able to do it on each platform. But if you have any questions about that, again, please feel free to contact us.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks everyone. I appreciate you letting me put you on the spot and answer a few more questions for students. I'm going to share one last slide, but to all of the students joining us tonight, we just want to say thank you for taking the time. Hopefully you learned a little bit more about the colleges that you're interested in. I know they had some great advice. So when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. If you don't mind filling that out for us, it'll just give us some feedback on what you enjoyed, what you didn't, how we can improve in the future. Also, don't forget, this is just one of many sessions being hosted tonight. So go back to the StriveScan website where you signed up. We're hosting sessions after this and would love to have you join us. And you can find this session's recording as well as all of the other recordings on the same website in about a week or so. So again, just want to say thank you for coming. Have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.